Assalamu alaikum and welcome to The Entrepreneur, the show where we have the privilege of meeting individuals who have made it a success in their life, not only in terms of business, but also in the community and obviously benefit the community at large. Today we have with us Alom Roof, if I'm not mistaken, of Pros Assist,
That's right, yeah.
which is an accountancy firm, I believe, yeah?
That's right, yeah.
Okay, Alom bhai, welcome to the show.
Assalamu alaikum. Good to meet you. Thank you very
Yes,
much
it's a
for
pleasure
having
to
me.
have you.
Thank you.
Now, what we do on this show is basically we go through the journey of how you became, successful and why you became successful and why you chose this path. So, not to make it too long, we'd like to, first of all, just tell us a little bit about your business.
Sure. Assalamu alaikum, viewers. My business is, we're an accountancy firm. Started off being based in Barnet, and now we are successfully branched out throughout London and as far as Kent and Manchester even.
Wow, so, okay.
We've got some future plans to be international as well soon.
Fantastic. So how long did that extension take?
The extension didn't take too long actually, but the beginning took quite a long time. First 3 to 4 years to establish the office was extremely.
Well, that's the foundation of it. I mean, which it does take a while.
Absolutely.
But,
Yeah.
okay, so you're established now. You would say, obviously, that's why you're here. How long did it take you to get to this position?
Well, Pros Assist has been around for 5 years. We've been around for 5 years. I've been in the field for about 15 years.
Okay.
And
you don't look so old, but
I've been in the field from a very young age.
age.
I started doing accountancy at secondary school. Pretty much started off doing it from work experience.
Right.
A couple of weeks
Wow.
of work experience, and just took it from there.
Okay, so is that when you became interested in accountancy? Because I was going to ask you,
Yeah.
what made you sort of choose this path?
It was literally, I went into, I got pushed into it by parents, as we usually do. I got pushed into it by dad and said, look, you go and do this for work experience, go and do it in your spare time. And alhamdulillah, that's what happened. From then on, it was just like every time I had any sort of free time, any school holidays, I just started going into the same practice that I was working for at that time, and they had a desk available for me every holiday that I had.
Wow.
So luckily, I came out of doing my university degree, and I had already a few years of experience behind me.
I mean, so you definitely thank your parents.
100%.
Definitely a part of it.
100%. I can't.
So I mean, look,
I can't
just to the
deny that.
younger viewers, I must say this. I mean, for our younger viewers,
That's right.
Parents are always an inspiration,
Yeah.
definitely. And this chap here has most of it to thank to his parents. So younger viewers, do listen to the parents.
A little short story about that is
Yeah, go on.
I wanted to be as a young boy. I wanted to be involved in cars, as I think a lot
As
of
we
a
all
lot
do.
of a lot of yeah a lot of the young boys want to do that. And I just wanted to do anything and everything with cars. But my dad turned around and said, "Look, Alam, this is your passion. Cars is your passion. You enjoy it. It's like a hobby to you. Keep it that and get yourself a profession where when times are tough, you won't have to kind of feel bad about your passion. Whereas you can keep your passion separate to work."
Of course.
Which I understand that now, but when we're young, we don't understand that. We want to just get involved with what we want to do. But when there are times, there's going to be times that are tough. You have to kind of fall back on your passion.
Definitely. Now that you're in this, obviously you're an accountant now. Has the passion for cars gone, or is it still there?
It's still there, but it's probably gone in a different angle now. Cars are for A to B now more than anything. Just get to A to B.
So it's become a something on the side now.
Yeah.
I understand. I've got an 18-year-old, and I know how it is. I mean, he wants to be a rapper, he wants to be a singer, and a she's and all that. And I say, look, that's all fine, but keep that aside. Just like your dad said, dads, they're the best school, right? In terms of giving advice and all that. And I remember my father myself. And anyway, it's not about me, it's about you. So, definitely for the viewers, listen to your parents, listen to your fathers, and they always want the best for you. Let's just touch upon, because we were talking about the business. Let's just touch upon the business slightly a bit more. So tell us a little bit about the history of the business and how well you've performed?
So with an accountancy practice, most of the times, small practices, we start off from home, which is exactly what I did. I started off from home, just had, just kind of a business model put together, had all the marketing done, and just fired it all out. Okay. And everybody at home helped out, mum, dad, sisters. I have 2 younger sisters. We all helped out doing all the marketing.
Wow.
And it literally started from home, from my dining room. And from then on, about a year went past, and then we established an office in Barnet, in High Barnet, where we picked up a lot of startup businesses, a lot of startup clients, which they're still around with me.
How did you find the clients? That did you find that to be an easy task, or was it, I mean, obviously repetition needs to be built up, right?
It is the hardest task, in fact, and especially with an accountancy practice. We don't buy something and make something and sell it on.
No.
It's a service that we provide, and all the cost that was involved was to set up was marketing. So, for example, website building, business card designs. All that stuff, and then marketing.
That all sounds great. I think we should take a look at your establishment.
Okay.
So to the viewers, we'll take a look at Alam Roof's establishment. So we'll take a little break.
Sure.
Okay. Well, there you have it. We've seen an interesting clip of your establishment, and I can see how you very professionally work in there.
A short clip, yeah.
Yeah, looking very nice, I must say. Okay, so let's move on to a bit of your personal life now. Okay, what do you do in your personal times? Maybe a little bit about your hobbies.
Sure.
And how does that sort of fit in? Because I know, a lot of entrepreneurs or businessmen, let's say, we don't really have much free time.
That's right. That's what
I
I was
have my
going
wife
to say.
bugging on me a lot of times, and I've seen a lot of people, they're out, going out for a meal. However, the phone's ringing, and you'll have to lead with business.
That's
how
right.
does that fit in with
Exactly. That's right. Absolutely.
schedule?
You're right about that. I wouldn't call myself an entrepreneur, but as we are on the show, an entrepreneur's life is very difficult, where work doesn't really stop. The saying that you don't work 9 to 5, you work when you open your eyes and close your eyes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So that's potentially where my life has been for the last kind of 7 years or so.
Okay.
But alhamdulillah, I'm at a stage now where I have a bit more free time. Most of the time I like to spend it with family as much as I can. And more importantly, well, not more importantly, but as importantly, I've joined with a charity recently.
Okay.
CAP Foundations,
Yep.
which I've been working with very closely recently, and we're doing a lot of projects.
Okay.
And I'm very hands-on with that.
Yeah.
It gives me a lot of kind of self-satisfaction to actually.
So you spend your free time on that?
Basically, yeah.
Right. I was going to touch up on that, the charity organization itself. But just to find out about your hobbies and your recreational activities, if you like, what do you do then?
To be honest with you, I don't have too much recreational activities. Just spending time with friends and family most of the times. I have a very...
Are you married?
I'm not married, no. Okay. I'm single. And this is one of the reasons why I've been able to do that.
This is something, must be on the agenda right now, right?
It is, yeah? It is.
Okay.
I'm
not going to ask your age, in front of the camera. But yeah, I mean, just tell us about future plans in terms of your personal life.
Okay. Well, personal life, like I said, I mean, alhamdulillah, I've got the business to where I want it to be.
Yeah.
And I'm doing work with CAP Foundation, and it's kind of, it's leading me in the right way. SubhanAllah, it's a blessing, and it's kind of in a disguise in its own way.
Yeah.
Yeah, future plan, you know, personal life, yeah, inshallah, soon to be getting married,
Yep.
and kind of see what that chapter in life brings.
Will she also be an accountant?
I really don't know.
Because you're in the stage you can actually choose.
Well, I suppose so, but we really don't know. Allah is the best of planners.
Absolutely, yes. Absolutely, no doubt.
We'll only know.
Okay, all right. So we've gone through the fact where your father sort of inspired you, or you know the family helped you as well, and henceforth you became an accountant. Did I ask you? Was it something? I probably forgot. It was something that you always wanted to do. You went to a work experience. And this kind of triggered it off.
That's
right?
pretty much it, yeah, work experience. Luckily, what happened was the work experience, the firm that I worked with in the beginning, the accountants, the partners were fairly wealthy. And the 2 weeks that I was there, every day he came in to the office with a different car.
Oh, wow.
So the car was the trigger.
Went back to the car.
Went back to the cars, exactly. So that was one of the reasons that I turned around and said, hold on a minute, this is what I want to do. You know, I want to be able to, you know, have different cars. And yeah, exactly. That was one of the things. Very soon into it, I realized that it's not as easy as that.
No.
It's not as easy as that. I mean, they've got an established brand for over 40 years, you know.
I'm sure. Now, I mean, look, with any business, and what I've seen from my personal experience is you have to have the passion for whatever you do. You have to love whatever you do. And only then do you become successful.
Absolutely.
Right? Nobody becomes successful in things that they don't want to do.
No.
Right? So this is, you know, this is the reason I asked you that question. What kind of, I mean, problems? Have you faced any problems? What kind of problems have you faced, if so, in your business? And what kind of tips would you give our viewers how to sort of overcome those problems?
As an accountant, one of the major problems that you have is you have to enjoy the field. Not everybody enjoys accountancy, and if you're an accountant and you don't enjoy accountancy, you'll be surprised how little mathematics is involved. Yeah, you'll be surprised. It's more knowing the laws and the regulations and the potential tax loopholes, is knowing all of those and being able to be put them together in a particular situation, a scenario with the client. Because everybody's different, no matter how easy certain things are, every client is different. So that's one of the things. And like you said, you've got to have a passion to do so, to be able to run an accountancy firm. It's not like a 9-to-5 job.
No.
I mean, I learned so many different things while I set up my firm. I now know how to develop websites. I know how to do SEO work. I know how to do credit control. It's amazing. You've got to learn you've got to be an all-round businessman to be able to set up a firm. So it's no good just knowing accountancy, which alhamdulillah I learned. I didn't know it from day one. I learned, and you've got to have the passion to go out and learn, and that's the main important thing.
Wow. Okay. Well, you know, every sort of businessman, they have some interesting stories to tell. And obviously, I mean, I've asked you about why you became and why you are where you are. Any interesting stories? Any inspirational stories that you can give us? You know, maybe in a minute or so. So just for our viewers.
To be honest with you, nothing too interesting. Very boring. To be honest with you, accountancy is a boring field. But you know, hey, we get paid to be boring, so I'm happy. You know. But the most important thing is, guys, if anyone's out there that is looking to set up their own practice or even go into accountancy, you have to enjoy it. Guys, go in, see what it's like, enjoy the work. If you don't enjoy it, then don't participate. You're not in the right place. Go do something that you enjoy. That's what I would kind of mention to all the viewers. Whatever you do, whether it's accountancy, law, whatever it is, doctor, engineer, graphics design, IT work, whatever you're doing, enjoy the field, enjoy the work, and once you're passionate about it, the money will flow in, the income will come in. Definitely. You'll have jobs available, but you've got to be passionate about it.
Definitely, no, that's well. Since you mentioned that, I think we should go and see how you deal with your customers, what your customers say about you. Okay. Maybe we'll have a look into that. Yeah. So let's take a short break and have a look at that for our viewers and for ourselves.
I'm a business consultant in Pros Assist. We look after small to medium-sized businesses. We do their payroll, accounting, bookkeeping, and tax returns. And we really enjoy doing this sort of services for our customers.
আমি আলম ভাইৰ লগে আন তান কোম্পানী Pro Assist 2009 থাকি আমাৰ তিনটা কোম্পানী বৰ্তমানে তান লগে আছে ইণ্ডিয়ান টেকওয়ে car hire and charity আমাৰ payroll tax returns filing VAT returns সব কিছু ওনারা করতেছে on top of that all my family's tax returns any issues with tax Alom Bhai and Pro Assist are always there to help, and we've been with them for a long time and they come highly recommended.
I am the manager at Children's Play Centre. Pros Assist have been managing our accounts and finances for a number of years. They provide an outstanding service. Pros Assist is always on hand and always get back to us on time. I highly recommend Pros Assist to other businesses.
Well, very positive and satisfied customers, I must say.
Alhamdulillah.
So, yeah, I mean, it looked all very well. You're on your way, I would say, or if you're not already there.
On the way.
Yeah,
on the way.
so, you know, I mean, you got a different range of customers. And you deal with all that. So I mean, obviously, doing all this is a learning process. Like you said, you've just you've learned how to develop websites and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Would it be from customers, or is it just something that would they be an inspiration for those things?
Well, the thing is, when I first started up, I did advertise to startup businesses. So these were startup businesses where IT developers, web developers, you know, small ideas that people have in their head that they want to develop. And most of the times they came in and just said, I want to do something like this. And I actually provided not only the accountancy support, but slightly the business startup support as much as I could, because I was going through the same process. I was a startup accountancy firm. So I you know,
so they helped you, you helped them.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. And the way I suggested to the clients is, you know, the way when you grow, I'll grow with you.
Absolutely.
And that's how I took on the clients.
That's a very positive approach when you look at it in that aspect, because you take that benefit from them, even though you're providing that service.
That's right.
And I would say, you know, for our viewers to understand this as well, it's always, you know, tit for tat. Do you understand? Scratch my back, and I scratch yours. In a layman's term, obviously. But yeah, I mean, it's always interesting, and that's how it works in the business sector. It's quite interesting that you actually mentioned that. Let's elaborate on that a little bit more.
So essentially what it was is there would be new startup businesses that I sourced out using a database. I would get the information of brand new limited companies that have been set up within the last 24 hours. And I would market to them, and literally it would be a welcome letter to them. Which in the beginning cost a substantial amount of money. So that's another thing.
Why would that cost you a substantial amount?
In fact, to post the letters out, so you're looking at the cost of an envelope, a letter, an actual letter to print it out, the ink, the stamp. So all those cost money. So I realized essentially when I started off, the stamp was costing obviously a lot more than anything else. Then I decided to get a franking machine, where the stamp cost, the postage cost was reduced. Further then, I then realized that it's still costing a lot of money. So I organized a deal with a business contract with Royal Mail.
So that was all a learning curve.
Absolutely.
You know, you've economized your the cost element.
Exactly.
And like, you know, with all businesses, money saved is money made.
Absolutely.
Right? So yeah, I mean, look, you're doing the, you know, we're definitely learning something here. So carry on.
Good. Yeah. No, that essentially that was it, and I realized that the stamp cost was substantial. We then got a deal with Royal Mail where we were paying by kilos of letters that we're sending out rather than per stamp.
Sounds heavy.
So in the beginning it was, in the first 6 months to 8 months, up to a year, we were doing a lot of marketing. And like I said, that's where the bulk of this, the cost of setting up an accountancy firm goes. It's, you know, it's marketing, because we're not buying and selling anything, we're selling our services, so we've got to market that. And that's what we did, we marketed that. And then, like I said, I learned how to do SEO work, and I started doing SEO work for my own website. And again, you know, we were started to rank on Google. But all this stuff comes from being passionate about having my own accountancy firm. That was always the main target from kind of day one. I want to have my own firm. And alhamdulillah, you know, it comes with a lot of dedication, a lot of hard work. The first couple of years, and I can say this from my family, that they missed me for a few years. I missed them as well. We were living under the same roof, but it was very difficult to spend time with them, because pretty much every time, you know, you wake up, you're working, and before you go to sleep, you're working.
You're still working,
and although I did have some bookkeepers that were working with me that did a lot of the legwork.
You need that help, don't you?
But it was difficult.
Okay. Well, I mean, look, these, I mean, with all business, difficulties that do come, and this is when you can deal with it. This is when it makes you successful.
Exactly.
I understand you're looking at outsourcing your business as well. Let's hear a little bit about that.
Yeah. So the future plans now, alhamdulillah, we are at a good stage now. The future plan is to outsource a lot of the work that we can outsource. And we want to do it to Bangladesh.
Okay. Why Bangladesh in particular?
We've done a bit of research, and we've realized that there's a lot of, obviously at the moment the leading outsourcing country is India and Singapore, Malaysia. Now what's happening is these markets are becoming saturated, and their prices are going up. And we've realized that there's a big growth in Bangladesh for IT and accountancy graduates that are coming out. With regards to figures, there's about 15,000 IT and accountancy graduates graduating every year. So there's a big growth in that market. There's a market that we can utilize. And this is one of the reasons why we are going to develop an outsourcing department in Bangladesh and promote that into the UK, where these companies are already using.
There aren't any disparity in that field. As you're mentioning, because when something is, you know, when any business, when it grows, everybody's interested in it.
That's right.
Absolutely. So that's one of the reasons, because India, you mentioned Singapore, Bangladesh maybe not so much. So is that one of the reasons?
That's one of the reasons.
Is it because the Bangladesh? I mean, there are a lot of. I mean, we got a high population in Bangladesh, and there are a lot of educated people who are not finding.
So that's it. There's a massive growth in educated people in Bangladesh. Like I said, there's about 15,000 students coming out with the graduate degree in accountancy and IT. So we want to utilize that market where they are. You know, we want to give them jobs. We want to give them work. So
that's brilliant.
We're working on that. I don't want to say too much because it's still in the pipeline. But that is potentially we have recruited and training 100 staff in Bangladesh. They are going to be fully UK software trained. So you're looking at the likes of Sage, QuickBooks. There's a couple of online ones, Xero, Wave, all the accountancy packages that we use in the UK. They will be trained on that.
Well, we're looking forward to that.
Yeah,
I personally will be.
I am too.
I would like you to let me know when you do that, and
Absolutely.
it's definitely a benefit for our Bangladeshi brothers and sisters. I'll say. Well, let's talk a little bit. I don't think we finished on your personal life. Obviously, because you're not married, and normally I ask about children.
There's not much to discuss.
There's not much to discuss. But what's your future plans in terms of business? You've told us about that. Any future plans apart from being married in personal life?
So apart from that, I'm spending a lot of time with CAP Foundation, like I said. We are going out to Bangladesh very shortly.
How do you find, working with CAP Foundation?
It's amazing. It's an amazing experience. Ever since I joined with them, everything's just been like a family. It's like a second family. It's amazing.
I know a few of the people from CAP Foundation. I think it's a fantastic thing they're doing.
Absolutely.
Anybody who can get involved.
Yeah.
I've met one of the presidents, not one of the assistants, I think,
Yeah.
the correct word to say is. And, I asked him to give me some information, and, it's brilliant if anybody can get involved in
Absolutely,
that. And
absolutely.
people, the needy people, absolutely, they need our help.
I urge people, I always do, whenever I meet them, I urge people, come out with us, come out to Bangladesh, see what it's like,
An amazing
see for
experience, I
yourself.
would say, yeah.
It's one thing donating to a charity, which we have been doing
But being
in
a
the
part
past.
of it.
To go in and do hands-on work is amazing. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not like we're going in and building a house for them or anything like that. There's people, there's contractors
No, but the
out
thing
there
is,
that
when
do
you're
it, but
there, when people when they see people like you, and these organizations, their heart opens up, and the hope. That's right. Their hope absolutely opens up, and giving them that much is a great charity. I would say.
Exactly.
Okay.
And sometimes what it is, it's not necessarily just going and donating money. Sometimes just consoling with people. So the amount of people that we sat down and we just talked to, it's very overwhelming and emotional. Where what they're going through, you just wouldn't be able to put yourselves in their shoes. It's
no, absolutely. Yeah, that's something we can talk about, and it's just mind-boggling.
Yeah.
But I'd like to thank you.
Thank you very much.
We haven't got much time left, so we'll have to wrap up now. But I'd like to thank you for coming to the show, and to our viewers. Once again, we'll have another entrepreneur who will be coming and talking to us about his business and his success, and hopefully we will be learning from that. But until then, Assalamu alaikum.